Film Festival, and here with me today I have director-writer Jeffrey Brown and co-producer Aaron Judd for the film White Eyes. How are you both doing today?
Good, thanks.
So, so Jeff, you directed, wrote, and co-produced this with Aaron. Can you give our live viewers a tidbit about your film?
So our film is a proof of concept short film, one that we made that's based off of a feature that we're trying to pitch. But basically, it's an introduction of a character. We're introducing our demon, White Eyes, and we decided to do it in a fun way to where we just have him basically just in 9 minutes murder some people. It's the easiest way to say it.
Sounds like a horror. So what inspired your writing for this?
For me, for this, it was interesting because I've always been kind of like enjoying horror movies and everything like that. My favorite kind of part of horror is more of like the whodunit type stuff, like Scream and things like that. So one day I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to write, and I used to live in this huge house, and I was kind of by myself, and it's a big house, it's kind of creepy and everything like that. So I was watching some cartoons, and one of the cartoons I was watching was Batman. They showed his white eyes, and it always scared the criminals. And I just thought, well, then I started thinking about the shadows coming to life in my own house and freaking me out a little bit more. And I kind of just used that energy and kind of wrote the script for White Eyes and kind of like had the shadows come alive and, with glowing white eyes coming to attack people.
He's dealing with the trauma that he had from way back then. The cathartic way.
Still a little scarred from it. Yeah. I dealt with it okay.
So how did the two of you come together?
So Jeff and I have worked together for a long time, probably a decade, usually in the commercial brand space. So when he came to me with this opportunity to co-produce this proof of concept or short film, I was super excited to work with him in kind of a more creative endeavor. We produce together all the time, but this was a great opportunity to support him as a writer and a director and a visionary in the frightening space of horror. And I feel like he also was kind of testing me with a little bit of payback logistically, like trying to make any favor I've ever asked for him in the decade of time we've worked together. Like,
I feel like I still have a couple more banked up. I might have a couple more banked up still.
But he asked for overnight shoots. He asked for
5-story walk-up.
5-story walk-ups, tons of special effects, breaking through windows, screaming actors at the top of their lungs in the middle of Soho. So, simple things.
What's not fun about that?
Yeah.
So with that, when did you guys end up, filming White Eyes? Like, when did this idea come about? When did you write it? When did filming and production go through?
I wrote it a long time ago. Actually, wrote it when I lived in Los Angeles. Now I live in New York. So I actually took the script and I switched it from an LA house to a New York apartment, which is a little bit more fun because it allowed me to take it to a smaller space, which is great. But then I could use fire escapes and things like that to kind of build the tension and have a little bit more of a fun chase and build drama a little bit, which is great. But so we filmed it in November. So we waited for it to get really cold to have a girl run around in pajamas outside on a fire escape in New York, which is great. But we filmed it last November, and it was a lot of fun. 2 nights. The crew was great, and we had a good time.
That's awesome. And with that, what is it that you want your live viewers now and then at the festival to take from this work?
I think what I want to take from is, like I said, it's an introduction. I just want them to enjoy it. Really, I think it's fun. It's 9 minutes. It feels short to me, so I hope they really enjoy it, and I hope they kind of leave with asking questions. Because since it's a short film and since it's a proof of concept, there's a lot of unanswered questions of what's going on in it. Because there's things that are answered in the feature script, but you just kind of get tastes of it in the script. So I think what I want them to leave is just entertained and kind of wanting more answers from it.
Yeah, definitely. We want people to hopefully be scared, maybe not totally traumatized, definitely enjoy it. But I think that it would be really interesting and important to have, feedback, questions, things that like, what did people really enjoy about it? What was the scary moment, or did it not scare them at all? And well, then we have to dig in and figure out how to be more frightening.
And figure what's wrong with that person.
or that. So just understanding like what would be interesting for people to experience from a story that extended forward. And if Jeff develops like a huge fan base out of this, we're happy to support that as well. He's affable, so, it'd be okay.
So from the both of you, Jeff, can you give our live viewers a little rundown of your experience, your background in the industry, and then from you as well, Aaron?
Sure. My background started a long time ago. I started doing music videos in the Bay Area in San Francisco. From there, I moved to Los Angeles and did more music videos, more commercials. I worked for Telemundo as a production manager, working on some live events, red carpet events, things like that. Then I moved to New York and I worked for some ad agencies. I also did some live TV with like the show Live PD and things like that as a producer. And then I stopped doing that, and I work with Aaron producing like commercial content.
That's awesome. And then from Aaron, your background in the industry?
Sure. So I have also been in the industry a long time. I don't want to age myself, but it's been decades. I started a commercial production company with my husband, who's a cinematographer and DP, way long ago. And we have always focused on short ad content with a big passion though in like narrative and original content. So that also has been a focus of ours for a long time. We've expanded so that we are global and we love to work everywhere, and we give Jeff all of the difficult producing responsibilities. And as an EP now, I get to enjoy my life and produce horror films on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this, how long have the two of you, you've said you've been working together for quite some time now. So how long have you been with the Garden State Film Festival? Is this your first year?
This is my first film that I've actually directed and put in any festivals. So yes, this is the first time going to the Garden State. We're really looking forward to it. We've actually had some pretty surprising and happy success with the film. This will be our 43rd film festival with this film, and it's been great. Like going to see the audiences. I love watching the audiences watch it and see the places where they get scared, see the places where they laugh, see the places where they go, hell no. All that stuff is great. It's fun to watch the audiences, and I really am enjoying it and getting feedback from all of them. And it's just been really fun. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to coming over to the Garden State Film Festival and checking out the crowd.
So if I may ask, Jeff, you had said that you're from, or at least were out in the LA West Coast area, and then you came over here. What brought you over to New York?
So I lived and worked in LA for 15 years and had a great time doing that. But I also came to New York from time to time. My goal would love to be bi-coastal. That'd be awesome. But I just really wanted to get more experience in New York, and thanks to Aaron, I'm getting plenty of it.
And then Aaron, have you always been located on the East Coast?
Yeah, I've always been East Coast based, but I work in both coasts, and I have a sister company in Scandinavia, so I do a lot of work in Europe as well.
Yeah, you said you are working worldwide. You had mentioned, right? So
That's right.
that's awesome. Good for you. Well, congratulations on having your first, I guess, like film that you said that you've directed and put out, being accepted into the Garden State Film Festival.
It's all gone to tech.
Yeah.
So this is your first time directing, Jeff?
It's not my first time directing. It's my first time I've ever submitted anything. Like I've done some very small projects, nothing that goes on a reel. This is the first thing that I've done that, I've shown to people like with my name on it. Yeah.
So have you typically been, I guess, how long have you been like directing versus like writing, or have you always done both?
I've kind of always done it as a hobby, I guess I would say. And just using the pandemic as kind of like as a marker to kind of like, I'm getting kind of old now, so I'm like, I should probably just see if I can do this or not, and try and have fun with it. And luckily, the pandemic was slow. I mean, unfortunately, I should say, but I use it as an opportunity to talk to Aaron about putting this project together. And luckily, it's been fun.
Yeah, speaking of the pandemic, I know you guys had said that you just filmed it this past November of 2022.
No, sorry, no, it was November of 2021. We're kind of at the end of our festival run here a little bit.
So with that, did you have any run-ins or complications with COVID, or if not, like how did COVID, change production for you as opposed to like other works that you've done prior to the pandemic?
For this project specifically, or just production in general?
Well, how COVID has affected this or any projects you were working on at this time.
Yeah, COVID, it doesn't create the creativity, right? It's like the creativity is always there, and that's the goal. So it's the only thing that COVID's really done is add a couple extra steps. To be honest, like you've had a couple crew, you've had a couple tests, things like that. I don't think it's changed the process greatly. It's just add a little bit more to some people's budgets for the tests and things like that. But otherwise, storytelling is still the same, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, there's a separation between like logistics and creativity. So logistically, yeah, there are plenty of steps that we have to go through and rules and mandates we have to follow. Creatively, we hope that we can continue to be, bold and original, or, moderately bold sometimes. So I don't think COVID changed that. I do think it might have given a little bit of like thinking time. So like Jeff said, when he had a goal to like make a short, he had a little bit more time because things were just generally slower to actually sit down and complete a project that was in his, wheelhouse.
So you're saying that the next step with White Eyes is this is a proof of concept for a feature film?
Correct. Yeah, we have a 91-page script that's already written. It's kind of ready to go, and we're gonna take it out with the hopefully success of this short and kind of shop it around and see if there's anyone interested in making it in the feature.
That's awesome. So this is, you said, based around like one character.
Well, it's basically the demon in our short White Eyes. It's basically the introduction to him, and in the feature script in our movie here, he kills one person. In the feature script, he kills many, 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 many more.
Okay, that's awesome. So you have a script, you're trying to push it out, and then all the filming and whatnot would go into play. So okay, well, best of luck with that.
That's what we do.
Fantastic. So with the both of you have such it sounds like such a wide array of experience. We do have a lot of high schoolers and college students that do submit to the film festival that are just cracking the surface of the amount of experience that you have. So do you have any advice that you would like to give from the both of you?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
I love giving advice.
Yeah, my advice would just be get on as many sets as possible. That just whatever you can do. Me, when I started in the Bay Area, I worked for free on a bunch of sets. I would recommend that, but get as many sets as you can. I've worked in pretty much every department you could think of: art, camera, all the grip, electric. Just get on whatever you can do and get experience and meet a lot of people and see if you like it. See which department you stick to and you gravitate to, and just have fun doing it.
Yeah, to Jeff's point, just don't be afraid to work hard. It's a relationship industry. So people that I met 20 years ago, like I'm still working with them and friends with them, and you support the industry or the careers of people that you meet. So like, just don't feel like you should come out of the gate like a superstar in the space. Like just kind of be humble and be motivated. Because even after you've been doing it for 20 years, you will still wear like 100 hats. And even as a producer, like I still wind up throwing out the garbage with the PAs. Like there's no end to what you'll need to do at points in this industry. So just try to enjoy it, find what you love. And be that person that people remember as someone who was great to have on set, because then they'll call you all the time.
That's actually the first time I think that I've heard that said is, be someone that people love to have on set. So thank you for that. That's a great piece of advice. So, what was something that you would say from White Eyes that, even though the both of you have the amount of experience that you have, you found to be maybe an obstacle or a challenge that, has bettered yourselves as director, writer, producer?
Oh, I know for sure.
Was it working with you as a producer? No. I mean, as a director? No.
I was going to say staying awake overnight.
Yeah.
That was the end of my limits there. I'm going to speak to the special effects thing, but go for it.
Yeah. For me, it's as a producer, trained director. Like as a producer, I can talk to people about hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. As a director, it was different for me to kind of be like, let them have their time to make it right. So I think it was a little bit more of a patience thing for me to learn from, watching the clock to letting someone else watch the clock for a time and like just really wanting to get the shots right but still make the schedule and everything like that. So for me, it was more of a learning curve of patience to try and make the shots right and dealing with the clock in a different way, if that makes sense.
No,
Yeah, sorry.
no. I was just agreeing. So.
I was just going to say there were a lot because of the amount of special effects that we had and the trickiness of certain shots and the safety of the actors. That was definitely kind of a high. You laugh. It was a high priority. You know, when it's like candy glass, you know, you still have the potential of people getting hurt and they're, you know, jumping through windows and they're being pulled across rooms and landing on tables. So there were quite a few hoops, so to speak, to jump through to make that right. Jeff gave some demonstrations of his own, which was frightening.
I like jumping through windows.
Yeah, but personally, staying awake at this age of my life overnight for 2 nights in a row was very difficult. I was taking 10-second, like Blair Witch style micro naps in a corner, so no one was moving while standing up, just to function. But it's okay.
Yeah, I laugh because there was another thing that happened. So I came up with this genius idea for the post team to put white contacts in our actors' eyes so they could track his eyes as a tracking point. What I didn't realize was that they made him blind. He couldn't see anything. So it was kind of interesting working with him. And I said, like, you can take him out, dude. He's like, no, it's helping me get in character. And Babakor, who was our lead actor, he did a great job. God bless him. But it was funny when, like, you know, we crack a bottle over his head. He's like, all right, the bottle's coming. He's like, okay. The bottle's coming now. He's like, okay. And then when we took the contacts off, he was very excited to see what everyone looked like on set and put faces to the voices that he'd been hearing all night.
Well, I can tell you right now, Aaron, I am 26 and I can't even pull one all-nighter. So I applaud you for being able to make it through two. But you guys, like, I so appreciate you taking this time to talk with me today. And I'm so excited to get to meet you in person at the festival. Yes?
Likewise.
Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely. We look forward to it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. You guys, you can all come see White Eyes on Saturday, March 25th at Asbury Lanes from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Again, I am so looking forward to meeting you guys in person. And I'm sure all of the people that are coming are looking forward to meeting you in person as well. So have a great rest of your day, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.